It's Sunday night. You know what that means. This is when we get together, hang out, talk knives, and just kind of have a good time. So I'm flying solo tonight, no guests, just me, myself, and I, and all of you. So happy to have everybody here. In the house, we've got Ground Fog. We've got Marco Yee. We've got Angelo, channel member, Mick Ranger, East Coast Ghost. And we've got Bill York, channel member, and also my pal. We've got Chicken Fried Steak. Hello there. Welcome in. So let's start out by saying we're back in our regular Sunday night time slot. I had a good time last Wednesday with Chris, the unprofessional dad. He did a great job. Loved having him on. Chris is just a great guy. So, Doyle Ammo, hello there. So, everybody knows that, I did that Walmart video, and that video exploded. We're almost at 10,000 views on that. And then I did the AliExpress video, and that's doing well. Not as well as the Walmart video did, but that's fine. Apex Carry, EDC, welcome in, welcome in. So with that being said, I decided that it's time to do a follow-up to that Walmart video. So I went out and found a whole bag of stuff that's on clearance at Walmart, and then a secondary bag of stuff that's on clearance from Walmart. So that video is going to be coming out. I'm not sure it's going to come out tomorrow or Tuesday. KR Knives, hello there. Big winner before. Let's see who else is here. Cobunny X, hello. David Gadici, hello there. KR Knives, I just said hello to you. Lion Not Sheep, hello. How's everybody? Chicken Fried Steak, yep, I'm pretty sure I just said hello to you. Sorry if I did. Breast EDC, Miranda Keefe. So, working and lurking, that's cool. We appreciate that. So, wow, we've got 20 people, 25 people here at the moment. Yeah, 15 likes. Appreciate that, everybody. Everybody who's here and hits the like button. Roger Baker, hello there, my friend. So, things are good. Chicken Fried Steak. I'm just telling everybody. So, I'm going to do a follow-up to the Walmart EDC outdoor clearance. I found a whole bunch of stuff. So, this video is going to be coming out. Oh, that's cool. I appreciate whenever you do. I just appreciate you being here. Hey, Nate, channel member, welcome in. So that video is going to come out this week. I'm excited because there was some really good stuff in the clearance sections of my local Walmart. So, I'm looking forward to it. That I like doing those videos. They're a lot of fun. Apex Carry EDC gifted a membership, and that was received by Breast EDC. So you get a lightsaber salute. I appreciate that. That is awesome. So that means that Breast EDC, when the monthly knife giveaway comes up, you're going to be eligible for that. The Pons is in the house. Hey, long time no see, buddy. I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. Sergeant Maximus, hello there. How are you? So I'm looking forward, like I said, to that video, because that's a video that just is a lot of fun to do and gets obviously great reactions. Lion, Not Sheep, welcome to the Adventurers Guild. You, my friend, get a lightsaber salute. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you also will become eligible for the monthly knife giveaway. Larry C24, welcome in. How are you doing? Everybody saying hello to each other. That's awesome. So it's been that's been a fun one. There's a Temu video that's going to be coming out soon of stuff. Mick Ranger gifting a $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you so much. That is, all the support is greatly appreciated. So that video is going to be coming out. Plus, Hey Nate member for 3 months. You will get a phaser salute. Appreciate that. And you're going to get a quick lightsaber salute to go with it. That's a double salute. Those are rare. So with that being said, we've got some new knives that came into the channel for review that I've got videos coming out for. We're packed right now. We've got stuff coming in. I don't know if I had shown you guys this a couple weeks ago when I got this. This is a new flashlight by a company called Tonnage. And it's a flat flashlight, very easy to use. 3 buttons on one side, and then the laser control on the other side, or, the laser control. It's got a red laser, which I don't know if that's going to come across on the screen as I shoot, but really nice. You've also got this UV light on the front, as well as its multi-function. I've got 2 more members I have to salute here. Turn this off. All right. And then we'll get back to that. We've got Miranda Keith, member for 2 months. You're going to get the lightsaber salute. Awesome. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being a member. So they sent this in, and this is really cool because you've got your yellow light. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but that puts out a yellow beam, and you've got your 3 settings on that: low, medium, high. Actually, 4 settings. Then you've got on the other side your white light. And that's got the 4 settings as well. So really intuitive and easy to use. You could scroll through colors on here. And these are relatively inexpensive. So if you're looking for an alternative to, say, the Arcfeld or the Arcfeld Pro or the Arcfeld Ultra, it's a little bit longer. And a little bit on the skinnier side. But it's very intuitive, very easy to use. The one thing I will say is that the clip is not the best. But it doesn't have the clip you could attach to your hat, unfortunately. And that's something I'm going to talk to them about and hopefully see if they can change that down the line. But it works really well. And USB-C chargeable. That's the only thing I don't like is the clip. Matt Maurer in the house. Hello there, my friend. Silver Trails Outdoors. What's up? Oh, boy. So for those of you who don't know, Silver Trails Outdoors is formerly SC Knife Monkey. And I keep forgetting, and I keep thinking he's someone new here. But no, he's not. At least I believe that's SC Knife Monkey. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm getting that confused. But I keep getting it backwards, But not a bad flashlight. Like I said, they sent this in. What's also nice is when it's in the standby mode, you've got these green lights here. And those will turn off in a little while. So that's kind of cool. Let you know where you're at. Something else that had come in that I had not. No, I'm sorry. You're right. SC Knife Monkey changed his to something outdoors, and I'm getting it all confused. So sorry about that. So another knife that had come in was this one, the El Camino by Finch. And this is their latest release. What a nice knife. This one has the shredded carbon fiber handles, right? With the all blacked out look with the black bolsters, the black PVD coated blade, and button lock. It's a plunge lock, but it's done so well. Love this thing. And it's got that weird kind of, if you look at the handle, it's chunky in the back and light here, so your fingers kind of index right in there, and they don't move. And it's a 4-finger grip. It's not too giant. It's not too small. It's just really a nice size. And it feels really great in the hand. And they've got that reversible clip on there, wire clip. That reversible clip is really nice because, one, it doesn't ruin your pockets. It's just the right strength on it. But also, where it sits in the hand, you don't feel it. So there's no hot spot, which is really nice. So really, I got to thank Spencer, because Spencer sends me almost all their new releases from Finch. I've got a really good relationship with him, and I email him periodically. Brown Sugar, channel member in the house. Hello there. Robert Jones in the house, channel member. Glad everybody's here. So we got 37 people right now. That's awesome. That is awesome. Nice turnout on a late Sunday night. So those came in. Not a lot of other, yeah, some other stuff is here. I've got a box of couture knives over there that I have to review, that I haven't even, I took them out just to look at them. But let me go grab one of these real quick. And these were sent to me to review, not by Couture, but through one of our pass-around groups. If I can find where I put them. They're here somewhere. That box? Nope. Nope. All right, trust me, they're here somewhere. I just don't remember where. Not that box. I'm sitting here, I'm literally sitting here with boxes that have just barely been opened. So, this one is this box here. I'm going to be doing a review on this week. This is from Burkle Cerakote. This is his knife, the Cog. So I got this into review. This is on loan. It's not mine. But I'll take it out and give you kind of a quick peek at it. So this thing's pretty sick looking. Take a look at that. Look at that blade shape. Now this is a prototype, so it's done in chromoly steel. It's not what the production would be like, and these are all being handmade by Burkles, I believe. I have to get more information. It's a frame lock. It's really smooth, and it's got that amazing jimping. Check that out. You've got the deep carry clip right there that is reversible. He's using a bug out style clip, which I actually like those. Really great access right there to the frame lock. And it's not drop shutty. I will say that. Oh, that was me. It does deploy really nice, but it's not a drop shutty knife, which is I kind of like that in a frame lock, that it's not drop shutty. The reason why is because your finger's right there pressing the frame lock. I'd rather have it come down slow so you don't get your finger caught, but really deploys nice. So, and there's some things I've talked to Burkles about that I would change a little bit. Like, this is going to be a pricey option because it's made by hand. You know, Robert Willoughby, hello there. Welcome in. Dwayne Letterman in the house. Hello there. 1931 Leatherworks. Terry, hello there. Ironman or no, Kevin Bacon. Of course, none of them could beat Chuck Norris, but that's besides the point. So just kind of cool. Nice size on that, 4 fingers. But there's some things like it doesn't have a captive pivot, and for a knife that's going to sell for over $200, really needs a captive pivot. I also don't like the way these screws protrude here. I wish they were flat. I'm going to recommend to him that he uses flat screws there. But otherwise, it's not a bad knife. I mean, the jimping is great. It feels great. I would prefer this to be a little bit more chamfered along the edges. They're not like cutting into you or anything. There's no hot spot. But I just think slightly rounding those would make it just a little bit better. So this is Burkle's. He sent this to me as part of a pass around group. So my first reaction is it's a good knife, good starting point. There's options to build your own on this website. So that's kind of cool. Let me put that over here. I'm going to open up another one here that I got in the pass around, and I'll show you guys this one. Oh, I know where the other box is. So you guys are going to see this one opened up here live because I have not opened it yet, and I have to do a review on it this week so I can get it out to the next person in the pass around. And this is a knife from MadYocco. And how did they seal this one? Okay. A lot of tape on this box because this thing's been passed around a few times now. Let's get this open. All right. Man, used a lot of tape. Be a lot of tape residue on this knife. By the way, love this Dream Tech. Such a great knife for the price point. All right. Let's get this thing open and see what we got. Did it not open? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay. A whole bunch of stuff in here. That's awesome. I've got stickers. Pass around. All right. So information sheet on it. I'm not going to worry about the information sheet quite yet. So this is MadYocco's knife. This is the Redeemer. And this is actually being made by North Mountain Blade, who I love their knives. Let's see what we got. So in the package, you're going to get your cleaning cloth, North Mountain Blade's sticker, extra set of hardware, which is nice. All right, we'll put that all back in. You're going to get more bands. So North Mountain Knife always sends their knives out in these beautiful cases. I love these. I've got a few of their knives. And in here is MadYocco's design, and this is the Redeemer. So let's get this out. Opening this first time. Ooh, this thing's pretty. Look at that. Front flipper. Thumb stud. Oh boy, look at that. Is that an aggressive looking knife or what? Wow. There's MadYocco's maker's mark right there. Let's see what the blade steel is on this. Oh, this is a prototype, so it doesn't actually say the blade steel. It does have the prototype marking right there. Frame lock. That one's actually drop shutty. You've got the front flipper there. Front flipper works really well. Look at that. It's got a square thumb stud, which is kind of an unusual choice, but I like it. It's different. Everything about this knife is very different. You've got that big butt end of the handle, which is really nice. Feels great in the hand. This kind of choil, finger choil here, allows you to choke up, and you can actually have that whole thing in behind you. The jimping is really nice. It's a little slick, the jimping. I'm going to say that. But that thumb stud also works kind of like jimping. Joe Kasperick in the house. Hello there, my friend. So, really like this first impression. You've got that brass, it looks like brass backspacer, which is really nice. Now, let's put this in a reverse grip. So this is what I was talking about with Aries EDC earlier. And mind you, we're a friendly show here, but if you were in a fight and you had the knife and you have it in the reverse grip and you come across like this, you're going to hit somebody right in the face and then drag the knife right through their face, slashing. And then you're in a position to come back and stab downward. So it's kind of like this. And I don't think Aries was getting that when I was talking about that. This knife is really great for that because you've got a couple of options here. You can pull right up in there and have this part sticking out. So now you come across, you stab down, and then you can come back up and hit them right in the bottom of the jaw with that butt end. Now, we're going to leave that because, again, here knives are not weapons, but I just wanted to kind of demonstrate that because I don't think Aries EDC was getting that on his show when I was talking about it, or when I was trying to explain it through the chat. So it's kind of a visual, but this is really nice. I congratulate Tyler for designing this. He did a great job. I'm really impressed. I mean, I'll go into more detail when I review it later, but did I just forget to put it back in its baggie? I did. So when we put it back in its baggie, I want to put it back the way I got it because this has to go back around in the pass around. Yeah, Yocco did knock it out of the park, I have to admit. You know, he did a great job. And what makes me happier about that is, you guys know, I'm friends with Tyler. You know, so I'm proud of what he did. He did a great job. You know, and he's always been good to me as far as like making me hanks and stuff and giving me a discount code for you guys to use on his website. You know, but yeah, definitely like this a lot. And we got some Rebel Rouser. Oh, we've got Rebel Rouser bracelets that were sent in. That's awesome. So Rebel Rouser bracelets came with this in the package. And I've got Darkwater stickers that came with this. So that's awesome. Grab those. That's awesome. So what's nice is a lot of times when you're in the pass around groups, people throw their stickers into the boxes so you can grab a couple and other stuff. So that's cool. So now I've got some Darkwater stickers. I think I had some already, but that's nice. I'll put those in giveaways. So we'll put all this away. I'll put this back for now. I have to do the video on this and get this out. All right. Let me just see something here because this, I just want to see the letter. Okay, so I said, okay. Yep. Very cool. Yocco's got all the stuff here. That's great. All right. So, glad I was able to show you that. Like I said, really, really happy for Tyler and what he did here. Next up, we'll go get the other box. This is kind of rough the way they wrap this in here, but okay. All right. Now I'll go get the other box. I know where the other. I just remember where I put the other box with the Couture stuff. So, hold on for one more second, folks. Just gonna go grab that box. Do 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 do. All right. All right. So another box here that came in, and this one's got some Couture knives. I believe there's Couture knives in here, if I remember right. Yeah, there's a few of them in here. And this is a new knife from Couture, and I don't know much about this one. To be honest, I don't even know the model name on this one. But it is a top liner lock, blue G10. There's no information, and I know these came from Titanium Justin as part of a pass-around group, and he told me what the name of this knife is, and I really don't remember. But it's one of Couture's budget knives. Let me see if I can see some of the details on this. Write that down a little bit. Venter, it says. Oh, look at that. So you've got, okay, this is kind of cool. Check this out. So you've got two ways. You've got a front flipper here that is, oh, wait. Did I lock it? You got a front flipper that I'm not, maybe it's not really a front flipper. Hold on. No, okay, it's just a thumb hole deployable knife. Snaps right out of there. It's a top button liner lock, but there's a safety lock on here that you can lock that in so that way you can't press the button. So making this really secure. That looks awesome. That looks awesome. That's really nice. So I think this is just multiple versions of the same knife that came in. Yeah, this one's the same knife, but in like a maroonish brown colorway, and it's got the lock on it. Does it? Let's see. Nope. Okay. There we go. So if somebody could just check out the Couture website real quick and let me know if they see this knife on there, because this is a new knife by them. And again, you've got that lock there, so it prevents you from pressing in the top liner lock. This is not bad. I remember looking at the VYRkniv. Okay, yes. V2. Yes, okay. That is correct. The VYRkniv V2 G10. Yep. And I think these, if I remember right, I did see them on the website. I think these were like $70 or so. So this is a budget version by them. I like this a lot. Let me put these back in here. I can't wait to do the video on these. Let's see. So we got the blue one that I showed already. We have got a lot of bubble wrap in here. Let's wrap that one back up. Let's see. I thought I just saw another. Oh. Wait, which one was that I just wrapped up? Are these the same? Okay. So I've got two of the maroon and two of the blue. So that's awesome. Is this the same? Yeah, this is the same as the blue one. So those are the Couturos that came in. Again, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about them yet, because like I said, a whole bunch of this stuff all came in at once. And this is all from pass-around groups, so I have to send all these back, which that always makes me sad about pass-around groups. You get to play with a knife and you get to experience it. Oh, $45 on that? Wow. I thought it was more than that. That's awesome. I'm going to have to order one of these for myself because I like that knife a lot. So And that's the sad part about, like I said, about the pass around group. It's great because you get to experience knives without having to buy them. At the same time, every time you ship them out, every time you get them in, you have to ship them out, so that costs money. Whatever, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. But like, I don't have a lot of the information on these yet, and unfortunately, I don't get to keep them. I got to send them back. So, you know, old man on the ridge, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Glad you're here. So those are the things that came in that were new. Oh, I got to put that back in Yocco's box. Who's there? And those. So again, that's the stuff that came in that's new and exciting. As well as I picked up a new Zippo lighter for myself. So I wanted, you guys know I have the orange one with the topo pattern that's customized to me, but I wanted more of a traditional brass Zippo. So I got this one. I haven't even filled it yet, so, and I probably won't. I'm going to get another plasma insert for it. There's another company that's making aftermarket plasma inserts that are actually better than the Zippo plasma insert. And the reason for that is the Zippo points straight up. So it makes it harder for, like, if you're trying to start fires with it, where the plasma insert by the other company, and I forget the company's name, is tilted this way. So when it lights this way. So if you're trying to start fires, makes it much easier. So, and I think that's all that came in, you know, as far as new stuff goes. Has anybody out there got anything new that we should know about? Anything that's new and exciting and, you know. Let me just grab this. What do we have that's new? Anything? I know we have some people winning giveaways around here, which is awesome. KR Knives won somebody's giveaway earlier. I don't remember because I was in and out of different live streams tonight. So, but that's kind of cool. All right, so make sure that goes back in the box to which it belongs. All right. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, and on the watch front, Metal Relic Art, member for 2 months. You get a lightsaber salute. Awesome, appreciate that. So on the watch front, I'm wearing a Casio Duro. It's not a new watch for me, but I put it on a NATO strap. So Casio Duro, if anybody doesn't know, is one of the best made dive watches out there. They come in at $70 all day long. They have 200 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, and they're just a great watch. These things have been tested way beyond the 200 meters, and they always hold up. Not that I'm ever going to be that deep in the water anyway, but they're just a great dive watch. They look great. They hold up. It's a quartz, so timing's highly accurate, and battery's going to last about 3 to 4 years. So you just can't beat that. But the only thing I hated about this was I didn't order it with the metal bracelet. I ordered it with the silicone band or the rubber band, and honestly, it just wasn't comfortable. So I put on the NATO strap, and I went with this one because this is the one that's featured in one of the James Bond movies where he's wearing the Omega. The Omega looks just like this, so it kind of gives you that Omega James Bond look. MadYocco in the house. Yocco, I was just showing everybody your knife. I literally just unboxed it for everybody to see, and man, is that a great knife. Tyler, you hit that out of the park. But I can't say enough. I am so proud of the job you did on that knife. Like, man, you did a great job. I just packed it all back up. But no, Yocco, you know me. I would tell you the truth. And man, everything about that is great. Like, I love the blade shape. I love the handle way. I just, everything you did on that, my initial reaction is it's fantastic. So, congratulations on that. Now I have to buy myself one at some point, you know. But, yeah, it's going to be down the line. I have a car to fix soon, so not going to be a lot of heavy buying there. It'll be going out this week. Probably Wednesday, because I literally just opened the box now and was looking at it, so I'm going to have to record a video within the next day or two and get that out for Wednesday is what my hope is. So, and I know it's going off to Weld and Carry, so, but like I said, great job with that, man, really great job. Let's see, Bulldog Smith Farms EDC, hello there. Been going all day. Dropped a few shorts. We'll have to check those out. Definitely. And remember, everybody, if you have a channel, don't be afraid to drop your channel link. I don't mind. I want everybody to subscribe to each other. You know. And Yocco, by the way, I'm not saying that too because we're friends. Because I would tell you if I didn't like it, but I do really like it. I was very impressed with that. The only thing is, Yocco, it didn't say on there what the steel was, because I know that's it said prototype. What's the steel on that, on the production version? I haven't looked it up yet, but I figure since I have the man himself, he could tell me what the steel is. M390. Okay. Oh, M390. Okay, thanks, Robert. And thanks, Yocco. Appreciate that. You know, it's getting to be where M390 is a great steel, but now it's some of these new, like with the Maximate that's coming out, or it's actually, technically it's out, but it's not really out yet. It doesn't get a wide release, by the way, to most manufacturers till May 1st. So that's why you've only seen it on a few knife manufacturers so far with the Maximate, because only a handful were selected to basically start producing and testing them. And they go on wide, the steel goes on wide release May 1st. And that's when you're going to start to see a lot of other companies grab it, you know. But, so we were talking about, did anybody else get anything new this week? I'm sorry, Magnamax, right, Magnamax. Yeah, that's, I'm sorry, May 1st is the day for Magnamax. I don't know why I said Magnamat, but, you know. But yes, you are right, Terry, 100% Magnamax. So that's going to go on wide release. But even with that, I heard the supply is not going to be huge, so there's still going to be some companies that are going to have trouble getting it. Your bigger companies are obviously going to get it first, you know. Yep, and that's one of them that was chosen. Like I think Spyderco did the first actual production run of them, you know. Very cool. That's awesome, Yocco. And that's a great price. That's very fair. Code scene. Very nice. But yeah, that's it's going to be interesting, you know. Very nice. He makes some really nice stuff. I've been checking out his website. He's got some stuff I'm interested in too, you know. Just don't know, like right now, things aren't lining up because I got to get my car fixed. And yeah, I do have some stuff coming on the way that I ordered recently. Taking advantage of the huge White Mountain Kubey clearance sales. So if you don't know, Kubey has a shit ton of models that are on sale on White Mountain. And that when you put them... Chef Rocky, hello there. Welcome in. Just saw that you're here. Glad you're here, buddy. So, Kubey has a section... Like, if you go to the sales section on White Mountain Knives and scroll down to where it says Kubey, a lot of them, you have to put them in the cart to see what the price is because they're discounted so big. I'm talking about knives that were like $70 last year down to $38 now in that kind of discount. So I took advantage and ordered some Kubeys for myself because I'm a big Kubey fan. And there were some models that I wanted to get and never got around to getting them, and now they're on the clearance price. So hell yeah, I took advantage of that. So those are coming. In fact, one of the knives, what I was looking at, one of the knives, new subs, and the bell is on. Awesome. Thanks, Rocky. I appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. You don't know. Speaking of subs, we're getting close to 3,400. We're just, I don't know, like 40 subs away or something like that, which means 3,500 is coming right after that. 3,500 is going to be a big celebration, and we will get to 4,000 by the end of the year. I was hoping 5,000, but YouTube did something with the algorithm, and it's changing subs, just so you guys know. I was talking to Casey from Knives Fast, and he was talking about how his channel growth has slowed. He's not getting the amount of subs that he was getting on a regular basis. So, Old Man on the Ridge got a couple of nice knives from a win from MC a couple of weeks ago. The Kaiser Warning, an S45. That's a nice knife. Then a nice plunge lock with aluminum scales. Great. Then another nice plunge. Very cool. Yeah, MC does some good giveaways. I've never won. I've never come close to winning one of his giveaways. But he does really good giveaways. So, he does good giveaways. G-Ball does great giveaways too, So many channels. Big Red does his weekly giveaways. I mean, a lot of channels do weekly giveaways. I can't do weekly giveaways. I do them as much as possible. I do the monthly members, then I do like any of the anniversary numbers that we hit. And then sometimes if I have extra knives that come in, and I'll do giveaways then, but, Neil McKenzie, from your mouth to God's ears. If I could ever get to 1 million subs, my God, that would be amazing. But I'll be happy for 3,400 right now. Want to know knives? Hello there. How are you? Just did my second giveaway. More to come. You must subscribe and fill in the bell. Next giveaway, we hit 200 subs. Okay, so want to know knives? Put your link in here. And if anybody hasn't subscribed, he's got an up and coming channel. He's trying to get to 200. That was your second win. My first win was one shy of a year. Nice. TC Blades in the house. Someone else with a really good channel. TC, hold on one second. I'm going to. Oh. Come on. Work. So TC, I just made you a mod so that way you could share your channel. I'm pretty sure everybody here is subscribed to you already. I know I am. But yeah, don't be afraid to drop your link. I appreciate it. We're trying to get everybody here who's got channels to subscribe to everybody else. So that way we can all grow our channels together, It's been one of those things. I know some channels don't like to make tons of mods, but everybody here is cool, and I don't mind. I trust everybody. If somebody gets out of line and does the wrong thing being a mod, we can always take them out. So, yeah, exactly. Bust EDC. Yep. But you never know. We've got new people here, so we always get new people. I'm always surprised too. Like every once in a while, I'll find out there's a channel out there that I thought I was subscribed to, and it was either unsubscribed or I just haven't checked it out in a while. So, mod the world, exactly. Apex EDC, Apex EDC. That reminds me of a shirt I have somewhere in the closet because I ride motorcycles. I have a shirt that says "Pave the Planet." And some people are like, pave the planet, but that's terrible. Like, no, you don't get it. I ride motorcycles. The more paved roads I have, the better. Although I ride off-road too, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, there you go. TC Blades' link is in there. Want to know why Knives has his link in there? So everybody, if you can, go and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. So if you haven't got anything new, does anybody have anything in their cart that they're debating whether they want or not? Because I literally have stuff in carts on every knife website there is. And a lot of it's just so that way I remember to put it in a wish list later on. You know, that sort of thing. But I'm always putting stuff in on my wish list or in the cart. Very cool. Congratulations, David, for the win. That's awesome. What did you win? A Kaiser V3. A 3V. Okay, Kaiser 3V. That's awesome. Oh, the smelt. Awesome. Smelt is a great fixie. I have one over there. Yeah, when I was talking to Chris, the unprofessional dad, the other day. I was talking about my favorite knife companies, and I started to realize, like, I was going through CJRB's website, and I realized I have almost every one of their knives. Like, seriously, have almost every one of CJRB's knives, and I didn't even realize I had that many CJRBs because it just doesn't seem like I bought that many or been given that many or won that many, but I have so many. I'm not sure which Swiss Tech it is either, bro. What is Swiss Tech? Oh, gotcha. Looking at Kubey. So, Neil, if you are looking at that Kubey, it is currently on sale at White Mountain Knives. And if you use one of the 10% off codes, it goes down even more. Like, you can use either Lefty EDC or DVD, or everybody except for me seems to have a 10% off code from White Mountain Knives. So, but then again, that's my fault. I don't think I've ever actually contacted them about getting a 10% off code. So maybe I should. But I just use DVDs and Lefty's code all the time because they work, you know. You want to kill a concept? No knife wins yet. Oh, BitDriver, okay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I've been very lucky in the last 2 years. I've won a number of giveaways. I've won like 3 of them from G-Ball. I won a Zach Stuff giveaway. I won a Big Reds giveaway. Trying to think. I've won others too, but I've been very lucky. Oh, Barbie EDC. I've won one of her giveaways. I just won a bunch, and I've been lucky, and I count my blessings. It's like, because I don't go there necessarily to win, but when and I've won Aries EDC. I've won 3 of his giveaways. So I don't go for the giveaways, but I don't mind winning them because most of the time I take those knives and I'll do a review of them at some point, and then once I do the review, I'll wind up giving them away. If like a couple of them I already had, so I wind up giving them away in giveaways, you know, sort of thing. You have a Navajo made buck. Oh, wow. That's a pricey knife, but sounds awesome. Sounds really awesome, actually. Yeah, I've got stuff. I'm always putting stuff in my cart. Like my Amazon cart right now has like 40 things in it. And when I go to actually buy something, I have to deselect them all and just pick the one I want, you know. And again, I do that too because I'm constantly going through Amazon looking. You guys know I post the deals as a post periodically through the week. And that's how I do it. I wind up going into Amazon, you know. Speaking of community posts, okay, so I opened it up. If you go into the channel and then go to the community tab, you can now post pictures of your carry in that community tab. And I opened that up because Best Damn EDC, Taylor Martin has started doing that. And I think it's great. You don't have to go into like a Reddit if you don't want to, or like, I don't know, any of the other groups. You could just go right there and post your carry. So I left that open so that way people could post pictures of their carry. We could all kind of comment them, give them a thumbs up sort of thing. And maybe like weekly we could pick the best carry of the week, you know, and give somebody some type of award, you know, even if it's just a thumbs up or a sticker or something. I don't know. But slow. Gotcha on the edge. My Instagram is whatchamacallit is ADVENTUREFIFTY on Instagram. It's easy to find. But you could also post it. You could also post it right here on YouTube. You know, like I said, there's a community tab now, and you can post it right in there, which is kind of cool. I did that because, like I said, I saw Taylor Martin doing it, and it seemed like a great way for the community to come together and share what they're carrying. Because this is great. Like, I can talk to you guys. You guys could kind of describe what you're carrying, but it's great. With the community tab, now you can share it with everybody. And you don't have to worry about going to a Discord. You don't have to sign up for anything else. You're already here on YouTube. So I think it's just a better way to do it. You know. The buck doors. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. Speaking of, there are some of the knife sellers that are having some really great sales right now. Like right now on Knife Center, they've got a bunch of Gerbers that they're have lower prices on. I think they're mostly discontinued models. But just because a model is discontinued doesn't make it a bad knife. You know, if you're not trying to keep up and do YouTube videos where you have to keep up with everybody, and you're looking for a knife that's going to do a job at a great price, don't be afraid to grab some discontinued knives. I mean, the discontinued section of Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and again, I don't have an affiliate link with them. I don't get anything from them, but I use them a lot because no shipping. It's free shipping with them. They ship fast, and they take 10% off codes. So you can really save money with using Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I'm not Smoky Mountain, White Mountain Knives. I'm sorry, White Mountain Knives. And I have used them. Their customer service has been great. I can swear by them. They're my go-to. I still use Blade HQ, Knife Center, and you know the others as well. Because sometimes there are things that they have that maybe is sold out on White Mountain and, you know, that sort of thing, or they have exclusives or whatever. So I use all of them, but White Mountain is my go-to. So I went out on just a little hike today. It's funny, I ran into Bill this morning. Bill York, who's here in the chats, who's one of my truly best friends. I randomly ran into him in the men's room at Walmart this morning when I was out knife shopping for clearance stuff. With that being said, though, later in the afternoon, after lunch, I looked at the wife and said, "Come on, let's go outside. It's beautiful out," because it was like 65 degrees. It was sunny, so we went for a little walk along the canal, along the Morris Canal, and I shot a video just showing what I was carrying. And I was carrying basically 3 knives. I was carrying this Flissa D2 front flipper and back flipper. I love this model. These are only they were only $28, but you can always get them on sale for around 20. What I love, it's got the pivot lock. And this thing is great. D2 steel, just a nice looking knife, built well. Jimping's okay. It's a little slick because of the black coating, but I like this knife a lot. I find myself playing with this knife all the time because I love the pivot lock. That pivot lock works really well. I like that a lot. So I carried that. I also carried my 80 years of preventing forest fires, Smokey the Bear Swiss Army knife. This is the officer's knife. I carried that, and then on my back here, I carried the NAFs, the Lander 5. And then, of course, my normal accoutrements, my flashlight, my lighter, my SOG power pint, flashlight I've carried today is this little Olight, the i3T2. Whoops, oh, what a catch. But I carried that guy, just a small guy, because, I was hiking, wanted to go light. Let me get the sheath off my, White Mountain Knives, WMK White Mountain Knives. I find them to be one of the best knife dealers out there because they don't charge shipping. Their prices are fair. They put a ton of stuff on sale each week. And even their sale items, they don't restrict you from using the 10% off code. I mean, you can't beat that. And because of where they're located, I'm in New Jersey, so they're located in New Hampshire, I believe. And I get things like if I order it over the weekend, I usually get it by Tuesday because they ship it out Monday. The latest I'll get it is Wednesday. So it's almost as fast to me as ordering from Amazon. Amazon, I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I get the next day, but you're going to get better quality stuff, obviously, through them. And they carry some brands that you just don't find anywhere else. Like one of the brands that I've worked with hand in hand is Free Tiger. And Free Tiger makes some really good stuff. You usually don't find them anywhere but Amazon. But no, Free Tiger, they have Free Tiger. They have Free Tiger. They have Dream Tech now. So they've got some of they have Ganzo. They've got some of the, quote, Amazon brands that they sell through them as well, which is great. And they have all the high-end stuff, too, or your Benchmade, your Spyderco, and everything else in between, But I find them to be, honestly, the best dealer to use. And again, I don't have any affiliation with them. It's just, I use them because, for me, they work great. Thomas McDonald, hello there. I don't think I said hello to you yet. I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. So, anybody see the shirt? It's the Many Expressions of a Wookiee. One of my favorite Star Wars shirts. When I first saw Star Wars in the theater as a boy, the first action figure I bought, or I didn't buy, my parents bought me, was Chewbacca. And then the second one I got was Luke. So, never seen Yellowstone before. Great show. Got a break in the show. I have never watched Yellowstone either. That's because I like ruining my day by watching the Mets lose 2 in a row. Ugh, what a horrible. They are so horrible right now. They can't get out of their own way. But I watch sports. I watched the entire NFL draft, all 3 days of it. And the Jets had an amazing draft. So I don't watch a lot of TV shows. If anything, I watch more movies than TV shows. Although I still watch Big Bang Theory repeats every day because I love that show. But, is anybody else, again, anything in the carts we should know about? Anything on a wish list? I can't actually because I'm using my phone and my iPad for. I'm not using like StreamYard or anything. I'm just using my phone so I can't really pull stuff up like that. I will be using StreamYard shortly. Sam from VYRkniv is actually going to help me get that up and running. But yeah, right now I can't. But everybody can go check it out, and I'll go check it out later, which is really cool. And thank you, because I think you're the first person who posted in the community. So yeah, everybody go over to the community page real quick. Switch over there, look at the post. That's actually the first post from someone outside of me, which is awesome. So what's everybody else carrying today? Let's talk about that. And we've got 50 people here. I appreciate that. 42 likes. That's awesome. That means some of you haven't clicked the thumbs up. I'll let you slide. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody with the likes. Appreciate the super chats, the new members. It's awesome. Yes, you are number one. So, the Concept Halide, nice. Concept's another company that I have a lot of knives with. You know, I used to really think that I for some reason, I thought I had more Civivi and WE knives than I do Concept, but I don't. I have more Concept and Tenable. Concept? No, I'm trying to think. I know I have a crap ton of Artisan Cutlery and CJRB. I'm starting to realize that I have more of those than I thought I did when I was going through the list. Kaiser I have a ton of, and Concept I have a ton of them too, and Tenable, Concept and Tenable. I actually had more of those than WE and Civivi, which I did not think was possible. You know, and most thing but across the room Bluetooth. That's cool. That's fine. As long as you're here and lurking, whatever, that's cool. I appreciate that. Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, one of the knives, I mean, you have to understand, I'm 55 years old and I've been collecting knives since I was a teenager. And because I have this channel, I've been going hard with knives the last 3 years. You know, and I got back into collecting knives like 5 years ago. So I'm pretty sure I probably have a head start on you. You know, so don't worry about that. And don't try to keep up with the Joneses, because that will put you in financial ruin. Trust me, I know. But the MKM Hero, nice. The Gerber US1. The SOG Key Knife. And the Hightron C1 Light. Very cool carry. Appreciate that. Yeah, don't try, because that was a mistake I made when I first started my channel. I was buying everything under the sun because I was like, well, I have a new channel. I got to get content out, and I got to produce it, and I got to try and keep up. And then I'd be watching YouTube creators, the big guys, and thinking to myself, not realizing that, well, I mean, I realized that they were getting knives, but even some of the smaller guys that I was watching, I'm like, where are they getting all these knives? Not realizing that they were in pass-around groups. And I'm thinking they're buying all these expensive knives. And I'm sitting there shaking my head going, I can't keep up. And I realized I need to keep up. I don't need to keep up now. Just do what you do, how you want to do it, you know? Yeah, I do the same thing. All the Twitter giveaways, all the, you know, Instagram giveaways. I basically sign up on all of them. You know, it's one of those things. All right, so you got to tag your friends and that sort of thing. And I've won a couple of those. I won a Kaiser Buddy from Kaiser, obviously. That was a cool win. You know, I will say I have some CJRB and Concept sending me some knives. I actually got contacted by them, and they asked if I would want some knives to review. And what I really liked about them is they said, when you review our knives, say what you want, no script. We're not telling you what to say. We're not even telling you the timeline. You just do what you want to do with them. Just give us an honest review of the knives. And I was like, that's awesome. So I've never actually been told what to say by any companies, but I have been put on deadlines by companies. So I've never been told, like, hey, say good things about my knife or whatever. But I have been put on deadlines. Hey, you need to have this done by date XYZ, you know? And it's not always easy to do that. Yeah, exactly, Yako. You know? Had to reconfigure audio settings. But all good now. Okay, as long as it's not on my end. We had that a couple of weeks ago when we had Wyvern on. We finally, you know, you guys saw it. We were getting a terrible echo, and he finally realized it was his audio. And I thought it was mine, but it turned out to be his. So, you know, but I learned for the future. So Wednesday, I might be doing another live stream, but instead of going on at 7, probably going to go on from 8 to 9, possibly. And that's going to be me and Jen just hanging out, talking everything under the sun, most likely not knives, maybe knife talk, I don't know. That's just going to be more like we're going to wing it and have fun with it, you know, type of thing. I did not get a chance to send out the giveaways yesterday. So the giveaways will go out either Wednesday or next Saturday, depending on how my schedule looks. Right now, things are a little crazy at work. One of the other managers is on vacation, and I'm doing my bestest to help cover for them. So it's wearing me the hell out, to be honest. I've got another like week and a half of this. So it's going to be rough. That's why I didn't get that many videos out last week. JB, Ultim carry today with the TriStash V2, the Vasti County Comm, what is it, Talaris? Okay, the Talaris, the DBD Glideman, and the Kubey Bloom. I'm torn. And I said this to DBD on his live stream. I did not get his version of the Glideman because I have the premium Glideman. And the premium Glideman with the titanium scales and the upgraded steel, I believe it's M390, if I remember right off the top of my head. I don't have it in front of me, so there's no reason for me to buy DBD's version, especially since his is a 154 steel and it has the Ultim scales. Yes, I know he eliminated the flipper tab. Well, got to tell you, flipper tabs are my favorite way of deploying knives. So I didn't get it. And when I told him that, he was like, well, he goes, I honestly think my version is the best version of it. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're entitled to that, but the steel type I know isn't as good. And the Ultim, although I think it was cool because I'm a fan of Ultim, unlike a lot of people, I have the titanium version. So it was tough for me on that one. Because I do like to try to buy knives from my friends when they're not all $400. And his is very affordable. And it is a good version of the knife. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a bad version. I think actually it's very good. I think the action on it is super smooth. But I already had the premium version, so I just wasn't going to get it. But then I felt bad. He's like, no, you really should get that version. I'm like, can't buy them all. Yeah, like I said, if I didn't have the premium version of the Glideman, I would have probably bought it because I love Ultim and I love DVD. He's such a great guy. I want to support him. So maybe in the future, if I sell my Glideman, I might wind up buying his version because I am seriously thinking about having a knife sale coming up. I have way too many knives at this point, and I just need to sell a bunch of them. But I don't know what knives to sell. Needs bubbles. That would actually really be funny if somebody did like a knife that has a bolster. Like, picture this, okay? So you've got your bolster here. Picture this in Ultim, and picture this in white with like a laser bubble pattern on it, and then you could call it the beer knife or something like that. It would kind of be cool. I think that would be really kind of cool. So, you may get your wish. If somebody just follows my lead. Yeah, want to know knives? I can send you some stuff. I'll talk to you if you hit me up on Instagram. We'll talk about that. I got some stuff I could send you. Yeah. Just hit me up on there. What time we got? Oh, it's 11:09. Wow, it's 11:09. It show's moving along pretty quick. And I'm feeling good. There was a point in the afternoon after we went out to the Morris Canal and I shot video of that. That'll come out as a short this week. I had a splitting headache. And then after I ate dinner, the headache went away. So I think it was because I was hungry. I must have left too long in between meals. That's a bad thing about being diabetic. You really kind of have to be careful with how you eat and how you space your meals. You know. But I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling good now, hanging out with the community. Love that. We got 46 people here on a late Sunday night when a lot of people have work tomorrow. At least those here on the in the Eastern time zone. I know for everybody out and going outward, it's not as late for you guys, but here in the Eastern time zone, it's pretty late. Yeah, I like Ultim too. I have a lot of stuff in Ultim, believe it or not. I don't think I have anything readily by my side, do I? But I do have a lot of stuff in Ultim because it's one of my. I don't know. I think it's cool looking. I know some people don't like it. Same thing. Like a lot of people don't like the natural, or the jade handles. I like these too. That I know some people don't. Yeah, I don't think I have any Ultim nearby right now. But yeah, Ultim's cool. It's also a very tough material. I don't think people realize it. Like people don't realize what Ultim was actually invented for. Ultim was used originally. If I'm not, no, I'm sorry, I'm getting that confused with Richlight. Sorry, never mind. I was going to say it was created for the aircraft industry, but it's not. I'm thinking of Richlight. Richlight goes back to World War II when they first started using it. In a little thing about Richlight, what people don't know is they needed a light material that could be disposable. So for when they needed to carry extra fuel on planes, and then they would just drop those fuel tanks once they were empty. And they were using Richlight because Richlight was very tough, but also very light. So they could just drop it as soon as those tanks ran out. And that's how Richlight was invented. Right after the war, they started using it for other applications, countertops, flooring, and everything else, and eventually knives. So that's your little history lesson on Richlight. All right, you have a great night, and thanks for hopping in and hanging out. Appreciate it. Is DVD making premium versions? Because that would be cool. But I don't know. By the way, don't forget, folks, there is Adventure 50 merch available down somewhere in the description here on the bottom. So if you're looking for an Adventure 50 t-shirt, any of that good stuff, anything you buy just gets reinvested. Any money I make off of that gets put right back into the channel. Yeah, Fellow Monster is one of my favorite companies, Joe Casper gifted me the Fellow Monster, the Aurora Rays, which has become my favorite knife. And quickly moving up right there with it is the ProTech that I won from Robert Jones. So, but Joe Casper sent me that knife, and that was like, to this day, that still blows me away that he sent me that knife. I love that knife. It was one of my Grail knives, and he heard me say that, and he sent it to me, and I'm forever grateful. So, David, you're not a fan of flipper tabs, huh? I really like my flipper tabs. Hold on one second. You guys talk amongst yourselves, entertain yourself. I'm going to go here to this case and grab my Glideman. Maybe. I hope it's in this top case. Let's move all this stuff. All right. All right. Don't you people mind all the noise. I have to move stuff to get into the cases. Do 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 do. All right, almost there, almost there. Nice watch. All right, I think it's in this one. There's the Glideman in here. It is not. It is not. So it must be in the other cases. All right. Sorry, folks. Was very ill prepared, but I'm going to get the Glideman out. This is an older case. I don't think it's in this one. Glideman, where are thy? There's the Glideman. Glideman. Okay, you're not in this case either. All right. Sorry, folks. I know this is taking an extreme amount of time. But and there she is, the Glideman. All right. So there she blows, the Glideman. So this is the premium Glideman, and yes, it has a flipper tab, but that thing's amazing. This is one of the smoothest knives I've ever had. When I first got this, I actually thought this was Ferromonster's ugliest knife, but I bought it because I got it on a really great deal. I bought it from another YouTuber who gave me a really good price on it. So let's see what the steel type is, because I don't remember. Yeah, it's M390. So M390, titanium, frame lock, titanium clip, and just awesome. See, let's go. What am I doing here? Yeah, see, I've never liked the thumb deployment on this. Why does it give me such a hard time? There we go. That's my fault. That was user error right there. But look at that. You've got that brass pivot collar in there as well. And then the brass screws on the titanium stonewashed. I believe you can. I'm not sure. If not, I'll have to go back through the shop and see what's available in there. But I believe you can. Yes, the camera's backwards, 100%, Tyler, because I'm using my phone. So, and these signs are actually, that was printed backwards, so it reads forward, and that's also backwards, so that way it reads forward on the camera. But if you notice, everything else is backwards. But yeah. So, I don't know. I wouldn't, whatchamacallit. I have so much trouble. There we go. It's me, because this one is very particular with the way you have to push forward in there as opposed to pushing out to the side like on some of them, you know. But it is what it is. But I just love this thing. I love the blade shape. Jimping's actually really nice on it. But And this thing is smooth. I know it doesn't have skips in it, but it's as smooth as anything and sounds great. Listen to the ting. You get that nice sound. So Wyvern in the house. What's up, Sam? There we go. Yeah, so that's the way you have to do it on this one. I keep forgetting. But, so this is my Glideman, and this is why I didn't get DBD's Glideman, because I have the premium version. You know? And I actually like the flipper tab. But I do admit, I didn't like this knife when it first came out. I thought it was ugly, and it was my least favorite of all the Monster knives. But after I bought it, and I actually bought it, even though I didn't like the way it looked, but it was such a good deal, I couldn't pass it up. So I bought it and actually fell in love with it. It's such a great knife. But yeah, one of my favorites. You know, it doesn't really compete for me with the Aurora Rays, which is put away somewhere. Wait a second, I know where it is. It's in there. It's in this case. There it is. So that's the Aurora Rays, and this is a much better looking knife than the Glideman. But I like them both for different reasons. So, but the Aurora Rays, with the way that's milled, it looks so awesome. Look at that. Those lines right in there. Such precision on that. And the action on this is fantastic. I also like the fact that it's a harpoon. I love harpoons. You know. But Cicero in the house. Hello there, channel member. How are you? How's things? Or should I do the wrong crow? How's things? What you carrying? But so Sam, just so you know, I was telling everybody we've got the first person. I opened up the ADVENTUREFIFTY community tab, so that way people could in the community can post what they're carrying. They could post photos and whatnot. I figure it's better than doing like a Discord where people have to go to a different site and sign up, or a Reddit or anything like that. So I just opened up the community tab so people could post photos. The second one was this is a Monster, and this is the Aurora Rays. And this was honestly one of my grail knives. And Joe Kasperick, who's a great friend of the channel, he heard that on one of the live streams and he gifted it to me. And that alone puts it as one of my favorite knives, other than my heirloom knives, which are my family knives that, you know, like my original Swiss Army knife that I was given, you know, as a gift for my 17th birthday, or my dad's K-bar, or my grandfather's Army knife. Those are different, but this is my favorite knife because of what it means to me, the fact that it was gifted to me, but also it was a grail knife of mine to begin with. So I'm very fortunate. And again, this is the Aurora Rays. They make another version, a blacked out version, which I would also really like to get in my collection at some point. So it's got the black and it's got the black DLC, but it's got a brass pivot, so it's all black with that brass. And that one's sharp as well. You know. Oh, no. I like looking at it now. I'm over that. There we go. I'm over thinking it's ugly because I don't anymore. But when I first saw them, like, I don't know. It's a very different look. This is more workmanlike, and this is more flash and glitz type of thing. You know? Yeah, both M390, titanium, you know. No, I don't think these are discounted. I got this at a great discount. I bought it off another YouTuber who's a friend and gave me a great deal on this. So I couldn't pass it up. I could not pass it up. And after getting it, I realized how good it was. You know, it's one of those type of things. But anybody else want to tell us what they're carrying? We're 90 minutes into the show. Well, almost 90 minutes. Show knife versus go knife. Yes, absolutely, Todd. 100%. Yep. That's a perfect way to put it. You know. Change engine and mower, sharpen the blade. Some pieces. For a few videos, edit them now. Carrying the Reaver and the American Blade Works slip joint. Very nice. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Stephen Parks. Hello there, my friend. How are you? Channel member. Appreciate you being here. So, you want to see a cool looking knife that looks really expensive, but it's not? And that's this guy. This is from 6-Leaf. And this is the SL82. Look at that. Titanium scales, right? Or they like, maybe they're aluminum. No, I think they're aluminum. But look at that. Look at the blade shape, right? With the gold stud. It's a plunge lock, button lock. But man, action on this is great. Just a fun knife. Not expensive either. I think these are around $60 or so. If you haven't checked out 6-Leaf, they are making some really good knives, and they figured something out. They figured out that there are some people who want a knife that looks high-end, but doesn't cost high-end prices. So they're not doing this in an M390 or, an S90. It's just a 1428N blade steel, right? I actually think this is titanium. I'm sorry. This is titanium. It's not aluminum. This is a titanium model. But, I mean, the action on it's great. If you're not opposed to plunge locks, which I'm not, because I have never had a plunge lock fail me when using a knife what it's meant to be used. This is not a outdoors, I'm going to baton with it or anything like that. This is an EDC knife, and if you're using it for all your EDC tasks, that plunge lock will not fail. I don't care. I'll spine whack this thing all day long, and it's not going to fail. But love the blade shape on this, and you've got that nice little harpoon right there with the Tanto. Just really nice, and these are really affordable. And again, you can get these on White Mountain. Carries all the 6-Leaf knives. Todd Carr with the Leatherman Surge and extras, the SOG PowerPoint, the Swiss Army Knife Fieldmaster, the Cold Steel AD10 and S35 VM, the American Lawman S35 VM, the Demko Nano Shark in 20 CV in the fifth pocket, the SPK Sasquatch in Rex 121, and the Olight i3T and the Arkfeld UV Forest. In Forest and a Hank. Very cool carry. That's a nice complete carry too. So, yep. You guys know I change my carry every day. That's why I post it all the time. I have to figure out what I'm going to carry tomorrow. That's the other thing. Like when I get these knives from the pass around, I kind of basically have to judge them and do some light paracord cutting and maybe some paper cutting, but because they're not my knife, I don't want to carry it because I don't want to scratch them. I don't want to, do any harm to them because I have to pass them off to the next person. So, yeah, and everybody's different. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, West EDC, if I didn't have a channel, and I wasn't trying to make content for Instagram or TikTok and YouTube, I would carry pretty much the same carry all the time. It would be a folder, a fixed blade, a slip joint. I would probably at this point carry my own model fixed blade. I would just carry that one all the time. As far as the folder, that's tough because there's so many knives that I like, but and but see, you don't have to. Honestly, you don't. I would probably carry, if I had to carry one folder all the time, it would be my Maddox 2. No doubt. It would be my Maddox 2. That would be my folder. Like I said, my own model, fixed blade. And as far as the slip joint, it would probably be, in fact, I know it would be. It would be the Jack Wolf, the Gateway Barlow. So, well, I don't know what I could tell you on. I mean, this batch, Nitro V steel, 61 to 62 hardness, documented, by the way. All the steel comes from Jersey Steel Barons, so there's a paper trail on the steel. G10, multi-layered, full tang construction, very slicey, full 4-finger grip, but very lightweight. These handle scales are all carved by Trevor at Waxwing by hand. Comes with a taco style sheath with a carry strap. I don't know what more. The batches, whatchamacallit, sold out. There's going to be another batch dropping. I don't know yet. I have to talk to Trevor when we're going to do it. Handmade, USA, in Pennsylvania. So, and the price point on these is $140. At least this batch was. I don't know if the price is going to go up. And the reason why I say that, there's going to be a change in the steel. Unfortunately, Nitro V is becoming impossible to get because they've stopped production of Nitro V. And this may be switching to AEBL, possibly. Trevor's not 100% sure. I'm going to talk to him about that in the future. But, yeah. I'm creeping my way towards 1,000 subs. Awesome. Looking forward to 1,000 sub giveaway and live and have some fun with that. And remember, Sam, when you do the 1,000 sub giveaway, I'm gonna give a knife away as well for one of the winners on your channel. So I think it's the least I could do for my pal. But yeah, when Wyvern gets to 1,000 subs and he has his giveaway, I'm gonna give a knife to him to give away, or we'll do it whenever he does the live, however we want to do it. But there'll be a knife. So maybe string or something. Yeah, I mean, that's same thing. My slip joints. My slip joints get used for mostly cutting my apples when I eat lunch. So I bring an apple, and that's what I basically use my slip joints for, is for cutting apples. So, Joe Kasperick, my friend, thank you so much. And still, as always, thank you for this knife. Always in my heart, buddy. Appreciate you, and you have a great night. But yeah, slip joints are generally always for... Did I carry a slip joint today? I did not. I did not carry a slip joint because I carried my... Because I carried the Swiss Army knife. But... So, something I did this week, there was a huge storm the other night, and a whole bunch of branches came down outside. And I started gathering up all the branches and putting them in this big giant plastic, like reusable Walmart bag. Then I'm going to start using those in videos for like showing how like outdoor knives, making feather sticks and that sort of thing. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Sam. Appreciate that. You're going to have that big announcement this week. Hopefully. But I'm looking forward to it. And then figuring out how long you're going to run the pre-sale. It's going to be awesome. But 11:35, and we still have 47 people here. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, Cicero, the more you edit video, the quicker you'll be with it. Like, it used to take me hours to edit videos, and I'm not kidding. I could probably edit a video now in 20 to 30 minutes with full editing. Like, some videos, like I shot a video the other day, and I honestly nailed the video. I really didn't need to add much to it other than graphics. So, it gets easier the more you do it, especially if you use the same software all the time, But like for myself, I use Filmora. I find Filmora can do everything I need it to do, even though I have like Final Cut Pro and all the others. But I find using Filmora is very quick and very intuitive. Sam, what software are you using for editing? Just curious. Oh, that's the one. Oh, it's because the color changed. Yeah, and sister, I don't know what software you use. You use CapCut. Yeah, and CapCut works really well too. I have that on my computer as well. But I use Filmora because, one, I can use it across all the platforms. I could use it on my PC, I could use it on my Mac, I could use it on my iPad, and I can use it on my phone. So it works across all the platforms I use. And it's very easy for me. It's very intuitive. I mean, like I said, I have Final Cut Pro. I know how to use it. I can use Photoshop too. Otherwise it's just way too much and overkill for what I'm doing. I'm using it first. Yeah, CapCut's pretty. Actually, you know what? I will say this. Once you learn one of the editing programs, they're all very similar. They all have their little nuances and differences, but the main way you edit is the same. I mean, years ago I started on Microsoft Movie Maker, and let's be honest, it wasn't all that different than what's out there now. It was just scaled down and didn't have all the special effects and everything, Yeah, Adobe Premiere, like I said years ago, I mean, there's a lot of good programs out there. There are even some free software out there that works well, Caden Live on your Linux MIDI computer. Yeah, that's the whole key. Get one, stick with it until you're comfortable with it inside and out, I mean, Filmora has gotten to the point where they have everything under the sun on there. I mean, they've got, if you want to take videos and have a nice dance, which you guys have seen me do in some videos, you do that all through the AI processing, I don't use AI for like review videos or anything, but when I've done like cute little shorts around Christmas time where I made the knives jump up and I made Santa Claus dance and stuff, that was all done with me taking original photos and then using AI to, you know, OC Omega Stacking 3, hello there. Elgato Milo, hello. How are ya? By the way, did anybody Crosley Workshop, hello, and how are you, buddy? Wow, we've got a bunch of people jumping in late in the show. I love it. So, anybody watch Gideon's Tactical, his video that came out earlier today about the 5 best knives for under $100? It was a very surprising list, but I like the list. It was different than what everybody else has done because it's a different type of mindset. Gideon, or Aaron, is a knife user and abuser. He abuses knives. He uses knives. He doesn't have case queens. So when he's talking about his top 5 under 100, he's talking about workman knives. And I thought the list was really, complete left field, but look at where he's coming from. He's not talking about case queens and that type of stuff. He's talking about hard and fast users, you know, knives that will take the abuse. And I liked the list a lot, honestly, because it was so different. He wasn't showing, you know, your Excalibur or knives like that, you know, not that those are under $100. We know they're not, but he wasn't showing, you know, like the high, you know, the Kaisers that are in the $85 price point, and the Civivis and that sort of thing. He was going for real workman-like knives, you know. So definitely, if you haven't checked out that video, check out Gideon's Tactical, his video today that dropped. Actually, I just got a notification. He just dropped another video because he never stops dropping videos. But definitely check out that video. It's an eye-opener. And in fact, one of the knives on there that I saw is like, I had never actually, not that I never heard of it, but I hadn't seen it in years because it's like a 13-year-old knife. And when he showed it, I was like, oh, wow, I remember that knife. I haven't seen it in so long. And I was looking at it, and you can get that knife for like $53. I don't want to ruin it if anybody's going to watch it, but definitely check it out. Highly recommend that video. You know. And if you haven't watched Gideon's channel, Gideon's Tactical, it's a great channel because he literally puts knives through their tests, like, and even a little bit different than like Stasa does. We know Stasa puts knives through tests, but you know, Gideon's doing a little bit different style of testing. You know, but great content. Great content. He's actually saved me money on certain knives that I was going to buy and turned out not to buy, you know, over the years. Right, not to confuse with Gideon's stuff, correct. This is Gideon's Tactical. You know, I mean, he's one of the oldest channels. He's one of the oldest knife channels I could think of. He's got videos going back like 14 and 15 years ago, even before Casey. And we know Casey's been doing videos for what, 10, 12 years at this point? So he was doing even before Casey. And that's why he's got such a huge following. He dropped that video today. Within an hour, it had over like 9,000 views. His channel's big. Really is. You know, that's another thing. I've talked about it before. YouTubers, like, we do things differently. You know, some guys are desk down reviews at a desk. I've done a million of those videos. Not a million, but I've done enough. I mean, I've done over 500 videos. Some guys are like Gideon, outdoors, showing what a knife can do. You know, using a knife. Then you've got somebody like Stasa, who's out in the garage, cutting up everything under the sun. You know, there's just different types of videos because people use their knives differently. Some people are EDC people. Some people are just collectors who don't use their knives. They have case queens. You know, I'm kind of in the middle. I like getting out and using my stuff. I just haven't filmed a lot of content outdoors, but I filmed a lot of stuff where I was out on the trails and showed you what I've taken on the trails. sort of thing. But I haven't been outside hard using knives. My original plan was to go camping this weekend, right? And shoot a video camping, but it rained all day yesterday, and it was going to be an overnight trip, so I canceled that. But I think in 2 weeks I'm going to be out camping, doing an overnight, and I'm going to do something I've never done with camping. I have never been on a solo camping trip. Every time I've gone camping my entire life, and I go camping a lot, has always been with other people, whether it be my wife, whether it be friends, whatever. But the next camping trip is going to be a complete... That's not true. That's not true. I have done a solo camping trip. I did a solo motorcycle camping trip. But this is going to be different. I'm going to go out and do a solo camping trip. And the way it's going to work, basically, is my wife is going to drop me off. And I'm not going to have a car or anything. So I'm going to have just what's on my back. And I'm not going, like, deep woods. I'm going to go to a campground. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to be using knives, shooting all kinds of, light bushcrafting stuff and, that sort of thing. What do we got? Like, comment, subscribe, like, you share. Definitely. 546 subscribers. So you're not far off from 600. So if you haven't subscribed to OC Omega Stacking, please do. Let's see if we can get him some more subs tonight. That'd be great. So, like I said, I've only been on one solo camping trip, and that was a motorcycle camping trip where I went out during the pandemic. Went out on my own, and I went to Pennsylvania. I went to Promised Land State Park and camped there during the pandemic. No. It was prior to the pandemic. Sorry about that. That was 2019. I did that camping trip. So actually, there's a video of it on my channel. So and that was just a quick overnight. Gotcha. Crosley Workshop. I'm going to recommend something. If you don't have it, subscribe to vidIQ. vidIQ is a coaching program that will help you immensely. It'll help you with titles of videos. It'll help you along, but also they have coaching on there to coach you about how to do videos. And it'll analyze your channel. Like, I learned something. Basically, I learned that my short videos are kind of a waste of time. It's actually been recommended to me to cut back my short videos to only 2 a week and increase my long form video output, because the analytics show that I gain so much more from long form videos than I do short form, even though the short form videos are watched way more than my long form. So it's just interesting the way it works when they start to break down the analytics and that sort of thing. So I would definitely recommend a program like that. It doesn't cost much a month, but it's really helpful. I know, like, Casey uses it. A lot of the big YouTubers use it because it really does help. We should start with shorts. The thing about shorts is you get a lot of views, but they don't those views don't turn into subscribers at all. Like, I'm going to give you a good for instance. My last Walmart video gained me 50 subscribers, okay? Where I've got videos that come out, and I try to do the shorts at least four to five times a week. Last week, like I said, last week was a tough week. But even like the video I put out, the short video I put out on the El Camino, has just about 2,000 views, okay? Only one subscriber gained from 2,000 views. So what did I really gain by that? And 2,000 views, I am a monetized channel, so you know how much money 2,000 views made me? 7 cents. cents. So think about that. You know, Wyvern, they don't even really get you subs. If you break it down, at least in my channel, you know, I thought that for a while, that I was gaining a lot, but then when I started going to the analytics, it just wasn't there. You know, but that Walmart video got me 50 new subscribers in a week and a half. 2 weeks that it's out now. It's now 2 weeks. So, I don't know. And like I said, when I did the analysis, they're telling me to cut back on my shorts and increase my long form. So I'm seeing it there, you know. That could, all right, you know why, Wyvern? That's why. You know why? Because you're still a lower sub count. But once you get monetized, that changes. The shorts don't gain you much. You know. Well, that's true, Todd. I know for myself, I watch a lot more long form, but I still watch shorts, like, you know, especially for channels that I'm friends with. I like the shorts as well. You know, what I don't like is, like, if I am looking for, like, just say, for example, I'm looking for a review on the Benchmade in carbon fiber, okay? And I do a search. I'll get long form videos, and I'll watch those. And then I'll get shorts, and the shorts are a waste of time for me because they're not, like, I do my shorts different. I try to just do a quick overview of a knife. You know, I give all the stats and everything, you know. But there's so many short videos where it's just, they're just turning a knife, and they're just playing music in the background. And why do I care? Like, really, why do I care? You know? Well, the other thing with shorts is that if you don't hit the algorithm correctly, your shorts go nowhere. You know, like I said, the last short I put out this week was this one on the El Camino. It's almost at 2,000 views. You know, where I put out the short on something like a day before, and it's only got like 300 views. But a lot of that has to do with my inconsistency the last few weeks of putting out videos. Because if you don't put out videos consistently, you get dropped out of the algorithm. So then what happens is when you put videos out for like 2 or 3 days in a row, you wind up getting pushed back into the algorithm. But if you miss a couple of days, it really messes everything up. You know. Wow, we're almost at midnight. You would think so, but Robert, you would think so. Some people say that, but some of your biggest channels out there put out content once a month. Go figure it. Go look at Best Damn EDC. Look at what Taylor Martin's doing now. He's basically got one video coming out a month now. You know, it really depends. It depends on the channel. You know, it's tough. Now, mind you, the more videos you put out, the more likely you are to get into the algorithm. But you do have to consider this too. We are making very niche videos. Nothing we're doing in the knife world is mainstream, which makes it tough as well because we are competing. Now, something you have to realize too is that, you know, in your video, when you're editing in studio, you can go and pick your tab as to what the video is, whether it's science, whether it's religion, whether it's, you know, educational, you know, that sort of thing. Depending on what you pick your video to classify as, also changes the algorithm. So if you classify something in, say, educational, it's easier to get pushed into the algorithm than if you put it as entertainment. Because now if you put it in entertainment, you're competing with the likes of Taylor Swift. Something to consider and think about. those things are very important. And I know to the non-YouTubers, you might not understand what that means, but what happens is in your videos, when you upload it and you're in YouTube Studio, you get to pick what category that it goes into. And again, there's a list of category, fine arts, that sort of thing. And yeah, people don't realize that. So now if I were to put my videos as entertainment, I'm competing, like I said, with Taylor Swift, with Katy Perry, and everybody else. Where if I'm in the educational bracket, and I consider it educational because I'm teaching people about knives, so to speak. I'm not doing high science and teaching theory of relativity, but so I always list it as educational because it pushes it out there. Yes. Yep. But see, here's the problem with that. You got to remember where they're at. Their algorithm is affected much differently than smaller channels. So that's why you can't always just copy what they have. The game's played different when you're small. I know that. Like I said, if you ever use like vidIQ and have them break down your channel, like right now, one of the things vidIQ wants me to do, and I just haven't gotten around to it because it's time consuming, is changing the description of my channel. So when people go to the channel page and there's the intro to my channel, they don't like my intro right now. They want me to change that totally. I just haven't done it. Like I said, I don't think I'm ever going to make a living off of YouTube. My Walmart video is at like just about 10,000 views, and revenue on that is $50. I'm not going to complain. $50 is a tank of gas, so I'm not complaining at all. But most of my videos don't hit 10,000 views. And when you analyze how much shorts pay you, like I said, 2,000 views on my shorts, and I'm getting paid, 10 cents to 17 cents. You're not making anything there either. So it's not one of those things where this is a career for me. This is just a fun thing I like to do. I like to hang out with the community. Donnie Bless in the house, Laser Ghost Knives. What's up? It's all right. You got here. That's all that counts. Give it a thumbs up and welcome in. Appreciate that. On average, for the last year and a half, I was averaging about 250 new subs a month. That has dropped off big time. Big time. I don't know why, and it just suddenly dropped off like 2 months ago. But that's what Casey was saying. Casey was saying that his growth has dropped off ever since they changed the algorithm. So I don't think it's anything we're doing that's different, but they changed the algorithm. So I don't know. It's tricky. It really is. Playing this YouTube game is tricky, but it's fun. Like I said, I love hanging out with everybody here in the community. It was great getting back to Sunday nights. We are just about at midnight, so it's time to wrap up. But you guys know I love each and every one of you. Everybody in this community. Yeah, exactly. The algorithm is a soup. It's random. It's like a bowl of alphabet soup. You just kind of hope you can put some words together every once in a while and make sense. There you go, Neil. But on that note, it is midnight. I do have to sign off. So let's grab a knife here. What knife do we want to play with? Oh, let's just grab the Glideman. All right, folks. I love all of you. Appreciate hanging out on a Sunday. We've got nice output, turnout tonight for the show. Appreciate that. Really great interaction going back and forth. Appreciate all you. Don't forget, now that the community tab's open, you can put your carry photos up there, and we'll take a look. Everybody can comment on them. And that's a way to be part of the community. So, all right, everybody, love you all. And as I always say, until we meet again, keep your blade sharp. Good night, everybody. Hope everybody has a safe and happy week.